So, are we keeping the fire of love burning? Did you practice the secret from last week? Were you able to write a letter to each other and read it out together and see what each one of you would like to express to the other? Well, I really hope you did, and if you haven't listened to that video and that you're listening to this now, I'd rather you go back and check out the other video from last week, find out what was the first secret, then you can come back to this one so that you can be able to do this step by step. In the long run, that we want to see that by the end of this moment when I'm sharing the last secret, I will not even let you which number it is so that you can just keep coming again for another secret, again another Friday. So, since we have been able to write letters to each other and have maybe managed to get to bond together, but there are times when you will find that you get angry at each other. You maybe disagree on something and you're not able to talk about it because you're feeling like offended. You're feeling like you really want to let out something, but you just don't know how to let it go. Or sometimes you let something offend you, and instead of letting it out, instead of speaking it out, you decide to keep it inside you, and then you tell yourself like, oh, it's okay, we'll see it another day, or it's okay, I forgive them, if at all you truly forgive, because some people don't really forgive, and especially we women, we are always reminding them, oh, like you did this to me the other time, oh, like you did this to me the other time. Wow. There is one secret that I would like to share with you that has managed to work for us, for example, and that I would like you to put in place so that you can manage to just keep strife out of the relationship, keep all those bad feelings towards each other out of the relationship in such a way that you can be able to just keep the fire of love burning, the fire of relationship and marriage going ahead. I'm at all sorts of relationships actually to make sure that everything is working perfectly so that we can be in a serene environment. We can be in that joyful, blissful moment to keep it going, to keep it running so that it doesn't have to die down. Because do you find it funny that at the beginning we are completely in sync with one another? You know, there's no bad feeling. We're almost able to literally be able to talk about, to each other what we feel maybe offended about. Maybe you will not reply to a text or reply to a message, or you just look off, and it only takes one person who will understand you better to know that somehow I think I may have offended him or I may have offended her, and I think I need to do something about it so that maybe they can get better, maybe that we can work out things to make things going. Because the worst part is keeping the anger and letting it just accumulate, telling yourself like, oh, it's okay this time, oh, it's okay this time, and then you keep piling up. It's almost as if you're keeping a bag of a stack of like the way we put maybe sweets that we don't need or something of a sort in a bag somewhere, and in the long run they end up getting spoiled. Or like maybe let's say during Easter, for example, we have loads of chocolates and you can't eat everything because you're gonna make yourself sick. So you want to eat it slowly, especially if it's quality chocolate. And I have a reason why I'm referring to chocolate, because chocolate offers sweetness in life, right? It prevents depression, it prevents sadness. It's part of what adds a bit of romantic moment also to a relationship. Because look, when you are sad and you can get somebody some chocolates and everything, it almost just makes them feel better. It makes them feel good. And having a gift as chocolates, it can be wonderful. So the reason why I refer to the Easter, where we have lots of chocolates, and there's so many, so we decide like, oh, we're just gonna eat a little today, and then we keep it, for a later date. But then now you come back maybe 6 or 7 months later, you completely forgot about them. In the long run, they're not as good, as fresh as it was before. Chocolate doesn't get spoiled, but somehow it won't be just that same quality, same savor that you wanted to have at the beginning, like you had it at first when it was just fresh. And our relationship is literally the same way, in such a way that if you keep piling up things that are harmful, like let's say you wronged each other, and then you decide like, oh, it's okay, it's fine, you let it down and everything, but then now you are not talking about it, you're not putting it on the table, and so you keep piling, and more like a volcano than chocolates. You find poof, it just wants to erupt, and this is where most of the breakups happen, because somebody has stuck in too much until they can't take it anymore. And so we want to try and avoid this. And so the secret that I would like to share today in particular is having a practice, daily practice of, like maybe kissing each other goodnight, kissing each other goodbye, and when you wrong each other, that you are capable of, because you don't feel like kissing somebody when you're angry at them, but when you put in practice, because if you think about it, at the beginning you are doing it so easily, right? You would kiss your partner very, very freely, very easily. So why would it be so difficult now? Why do you let it become like it's something that is like almost like a bother when it's like 5, 7, 10 years later on? You should try and make this just like a practice, like almost like a tradition, so that in case you get angry at each other, for us, we believe and like to try to remind each other that we should never go to bed when we are angry. And even just like Christians, the Bible says, do not go to bed, do not let the sun go down while you're still angry at your brother. So they try and make us to be able to forgive each other, to try and put whatever is wrong on the table eventually, so that we can talk about it and make sure that we are able to solve the problem and not carry it to tomorrow, so that tomorrow is just a fresher day, is a better day, and to make it like, the relationship will just have no strife at all. It will be comfortable. You are in your place, because then you don't have all this anger that you're piling up and making you boil up inside like a volcano. So if you can put in place this practice, this secret of just having, if you don't want to kiss each other goodnight or kiss each other goodbye when you're leaving every single time, make sure that you try and just say to them that you appreciate them, you love them, you forgive them. And even if it is hard, but because you have put the practice in place since a long time ago, where you have to kiss each other goodbye, you have to kiss each other goodnight, you have to kiss each other, like, just make it like a tradition, make it like so normal, make it so casual, that when you're angry because you don't feel like doing it, and because it's like almost like an obligation to do it, then it enables you to calm down and to be able to relax and almost forgive the other person, and then you let go of all the strife, all the stress. So try this, practicing this like every single day. If you'd never put this practice in place, and probably your partner will find it like weird or something of the sort, then try find something that you guys can do together, that you can try and put in place. Maybe, for example, if it's a game, that you can play that game together, be it every day, it just that half hour. But this kissing, I think it's the best one because it obliges you to literally get in connection with that person just next to them, close to them, and to be able to reach out to them and enable them to know that you still love them, you still appreciate them, and that you want to make things right. And if you practice this often enough, you will realize that you do not allow strife into the relationship, that you make it a loving haven of, place that you are feeling comfortable in, that you are happy to be in, that you want it to last the longest possible, because then you're happy to be with each other. And every time that something is not right, then you're capable of putting it on the table, talk about it, and that way you are at peace and you sleep in peace and you're happy with each other. And this just keeps the fire of love burning. It's almost like fueling it up and everything. So I hope that you're gonna remember to kiss your partner every single time when you're leaving the house, when you're going to sleep, when you feel like, hey, you've talked about something and everything and you need to just let it go, and you can kiss each other to remind each other that you love each other. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you checked out the first secret, and now of writing to each other the letter, and now this other one of kissing each other goodbye, kissing each other goodnight, and making sure you do not sleep angry with each other. So if you can let me know in the comments that you got that secret and that you will practice it, and if it has been working for you, I would be really, really happy to know about this, because we want you to be a successful entrepreneur in what you're doing. When everything is excellent in the house, when everything is running good with your partner, then you're very successful outside, you're very productive outside. And this is the reason why we want to just keep the fire of love burning, okay, all the way. Okay, it's not gonna get to be put off in any way. So let's continue this, and remember to live, love, and learn. Keep learning new things. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe, and put on the bell so that by next Friday you don't miss the next secret. Okay, bye bye. Thank you for listening.